like your face.
And we're recording. We're live. All right, we're back.
What song is that?
The Office.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
From the top. All right, we're back. Morse Code Podcast, Soapy Pre-App. We have DJ Shawnny O back in the building, virtually, of
What's
course,
up,
socially
guys?
distant. What's up, buddy? It's a good old-fashioned best podcast reunion, right? Huh?
So
Did we ever
days,
record?
buddy.
We never recorded a best podcast in person, did we?
No, we did not do that.
Oh,
Wait, you guys were never together?
Pre-COVID. It was that was the goal. It was,
never.
but we never got there.
It was a goal, lofty goal.
Yeah,
Failed to accomplish it. But anyway, we're back. So let's see. So from the podcast perspective, I think we took like a episode off. It's been like a week, right? We had TKA, then we talked about Uncut Gems, which I'm going to get to. Don't forget.
Flick.
I'd like to start here. So Shawnny O, and we kind of teased on the Instagram handle earlier. We're going to talk a lot of football today. It's football season. Fantasy drafts are happening. Players are holding out. Leonard Fournette is unemployed. Alvin Kamara's not showing up to work.
What a Tuesday.
Blaine Gabbert is Tom Brady's backup. There's just a lot going on right now. I'd like to uncover. But let's start here. Sean, we've been a part of another podcast rather, with friend of the program Ryan Sheehy, Triple Threat. We talked a lot of superheroes.
Right.
Black Panther died. Chadwick Boseman died. Crazy. So that was
awful.
I'm trying to start there. I'm trying to think. I go to bed pretty early. So I remember I woke up to this news. Was that Friday night going into Saturday?
Yeah, I saw it on social. It
Something
was
like that
during the day that it broke. So maybe
No, it was at night. Well, it was at night for me. It was like Soapy, do you remember? Were you there?
Yeah, I think it was Friday night.
You just got back from a vacation in Wakanda as well, ironically.
Yeah.
Do you have the tattoo, Soapy? Do you have the tattoo on your lip?
I don't, but I was there for a concert.
Yes.
It was a Marvel concert.
What concert?
It was a Marvel concert. It was
Marvel cover band.
It was supposed to be Killmonger opening for
Captain America and the Shields. Captain America 5.
Captain Marvel and the Marvels.
Yeah. What a freaking week. What a weekend. Anyway, Chadwick Boseman died, 43 years old.
Jesus.
Dude, the craziest thing to me is this guy was just putting out blockbuster superhero movies battling stage 4 colon cancer and no one had any idea. That is insane to me. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's
Agreed.
a superhero. Is that consensus?
I wasn't sure if Sean was going to say something, but
I mean, this guy,
didn't think it's that impressive.
I just feel like during this time where
yeah, no kidding.
that type of a symbol, that type of an individual, right?
Yeah.
You know, again, given the current cultural environment,
Definitely.
I just feel like this is just such a heavy loss.
That's why it was almost like, and I don't want to get too tied up on this, but we've talked before about when Kobe died. It was one of those things where when the news first broke, it was like, okay, this is a hoax. This is like when I woke up the next morning
Big John,
please.
Big John too, Georgetown. He passed this week, and I mean,
but it was one of those things where it's like, there's no way the actor who played Black Panther died literally during the peak of the latest racial like craziness. That's just too insane to be true. And it was
you guys seen the movie
Black Panther?
Yeah,
I have. Actually, I watched it again over the weekend.
several times.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you'd like it.
Amazing.
It's good.
It's
It's one of the better ones. That's a good question. Good point. I remember when it first came out, it had a lot of hype when it first came out. I'll be perfectly honest. I thought it was a bit overrated when it first came out when I saw it.
Same.
I watched it again over the weekend. Dude, Black Panther's the shit. That's a sick movie. Killmonger is one of the best villains in recent Marvel movie history. Michael B. Jordan, friend of the program.
It's got a 96 rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it also has a 69 on Meatspin.
Great number.
That's great rating.
That's a good rating.
Great rating. But yeah,
that's got to be the highest Marvel one, though.
Boseman. Is it? That's
I would
like
assume
Endgame?
96 is up there.
I really don't know how Rotten Tomatoes works. Is that just fans giving a rating, right?
So there's
Something
two.
like 4.
There's a critic score and a fan score. And like the happy medium is supposed to be like if they disagree by like a huge difference, like it's 90 for critics and 50 for fans. I don't know. It could really go either way. But yeah, I feel like that's got to be the highest Marvel rated.
I think it's actually one of
Is there like anything that's 100?
I don't know.
Like, how's that higher than Endgame? And I don't love Endgame, but it depends what it's based on. That's why I said like popularity. That Endgame was a wee bit overrated.
That's with the purple guy, right?
Thanos?
Yeah.
Ben Poulin? Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, no, I thought I did some research on this, and I thought it was one of the highest grossing like money.
I agree with that. When that came out, that was like holy shit, because it was really the first mainstream like black superhero, really. Yeah. And that's one of the saddest parts. Like, there's been videos circulating and stories and stuff. It's like
it's number 5. It's number 5. Endgame number 1, Infinity War number 2, Avengers 1 number 3, Age of Ultron number 4. It's the
that's biggest standalone movie.
It's a standalone movie. Yeah.
Grossing at the box office. That makes sense. But it's like, we're like adults, like we're all in our 30s. Like Chadwick Boseman plays Black Panther. For a lot of kids, like that's Black Panther. Like Black Panther died. They don't know the difference between the two.
Maybe a good segue, obviously with the new Batman trailer out, this is like the
great segue.
7th Batman. I mean, do we see another Black Panther? I mean,
I've gone both ways on that. Originally, I said, no, you can't replace him. But then, I'll put it this way. I don't think Robert Pattinson. But you also
couldn't see another Joker from Heath Ledger, and that happened.
Yeah, I guess. That's fair. I saw a tweet from, I think it was Jamil Hill, who I'm not a huge fan of, but she's very pro. I don't know. She has a lot of hot takes. She's like, we need to keep Black Panther going. We need to replace him with someone else. And that's fine, but Marvel's different. Like Marvel Universe, those are the people. The Batmans, they're all different, studios, different everything. That's why it's not as important. I don't think if it's in that Marvel Universe, you can't just bring in another actor. It's not like replacing like Aunt V like in season 8 of Fresh Prince.
Can I throw out a name?
Matt Damon?
Ray Lewis.
The football player?
You wouldn't want to see that?
I think there's a better chance of Jerry Lewis playing the next Black Panther. That'd be an interesting audition room. Ray Lewis and Jerry Lewis.
Somehow it's going to be Denzel. Denzel's going to make this happen.
Denzel, make it happen, but I'm trying to think.
Let me speak from experience.
Please, as a former Black Panther stunt double.
So I hopped in the video chat / Twitch video or whatever of an idol of the program, Trill Withers. And he had like a serious conversation about this whole thing, exact same topic. And then he went into like, yeah, I mean, it'd be hard to replace him. Like, I don't want to fucking see it if it's Will Smith or Denzel, because those are just guys that like in every movie they play the same role, which is fine, but it just wouldn't work here. So my suggestion was Jason Bateman.
I could see it.
Coming off.
Excuse me, I wouldn't go see it, but I could see it. Certainly, Jason Bateman. How did that go over with?
He was like, well,
the
Jason
Black
Bateman
audience
always
members.
has that mildly disappointed look on his face, like, we're fucked. So if the role calls for that, then he should be good.
Now, there's an opportunity for a spin-off episode of Ozark where, well, I can't know.
Ozark Panther?
I was going to say if Helen gives him an ultimatum, but spoiler alert, I don't think that's going to happen in season 4. If like one of like the cartel members is like, listen, like I got 200 million. I need it clean by Sunday.
Wait, did you say Ellen?
Helen.
Oh my God.
Helen.
Gotcha. Okay, got you. I thought you
Perhaps
meant your talk show idol.
Went, over Soapy's head or through her brain, if you know what I mean. And they say, Marty Bird, we have 200 million we need to clean. I've been doing some research. One of the best investments is investing in Hollywood blockbusters. We need you to audition and get the role of the next Black Panther. Yeah. And then just invest this cash into the production.
He'd get it done.
He'd get it done. He'd fucking get it done.
He would definitely have Ruth Langmore direct the movie.
I got I got a question for you guys, off script, off preparation. What's a money laundering scenario that Marty Byrde couldn't get done, do you think?
Could not get done.
The guy comes and knocks on his door. I got $50 million. Here's what I want you to do with it. And that would result in an unsuccessful wash.
Peddle it through like the Salvation Army or some sort of non-profit organization.
Peddle it through a toll booth, like one quarter at a time.
Can I put another name for
the
next Black Panther?
Yes.
Oh God.
Kevin Garnett.
I could see Kevin Garnett playing a role in the movie, but not actually T'Challa.
If he was a foot shorter, he'd be a great.
Yeah, I can see that. I also
think that I haven't seen the movie, but I know that Michael B. Jordan is the villain.
That's what I'm saying.
But he'd also be a great Black Panther. You're right.
He would. I actually don't know about that one, because if you do see the movie, like, first of all, I mean, this goes without saying, Chadwick Boseman is the perfect Black Panther. Like that's obvious.
Perfect.
What about Anthony Mackie, the guy who plays? He's also in Marvel Universe. He plays like the
Black Falcon.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know his actual name.
Well, I mean, he's Captain America now. Spoiler.
He's from Hurt Locker.
Yes.
Yeah, he'd
be a good one. But it's like
he's Captain America now. He can't be Black Panther.
Whoa!
Oh, good for him.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, never mind.
Spoiler alert.
No, that's your fault. Endgame's way past you.
Sorry.
And that's also
which is probably
that's also not really accurate.
Actually, Morse, if they want to play this the right way, I'm sorry, but hot take. If they want to play this the right way, they come out with a new Captain America after Endgame with him, and they launched the next Black Panther in that movie with him.
I'm curious to see what they do.
That's how they should do it.
I think Marvel's done though, isn't it? Avengers is done.
Yeah.
I saw Black Widow came out.
Batman was done too, and
well, that's not what I'm saying. Marvel Universe is different.
Game of Thrones should be done. I mean, Game of Thrones is coming back. They're just doing a prequel. I mean, Marvel will
that's different. Let's do this.
Find a way to make more money.
Let's move on. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. Black Panther's dead. Tough weekend. Very, very seriously, very sad story. Very young guy. Not for nothing. We're all guys in our 30s. That's honestly pretty scary, because what I thought it was, he died at 43. 4 years later, he got diagnosed with colon cancer at 39. That's scary.
10 years for me.
And I'll be perfectly honest with you. Chadwick Boseman's in a lot better shape than I am.
A lot better shape than me.
I would be willing to guarantee, before all this news came out, I was under the assumption Chadwick Boseman's colon was much healthier than mine. Now I don't know what to think. I might see if I can get an advanced
Chadwick
colonoscopy.
Boseman could do more than the three of us combined in Scorp's basement with no fan. And
yes,
after Beat the Clock.
Yes, he doesn't play by the clock.
Yeah.
Clocks don't pertain to.
No, he does not. That's not what Kings do.
He also has one of the better SNL appearances of all time too. Have you seen the Chadwick Boseman
Jeopardy?
SNL? Mm-hmm. So good,
Jeopardy?
dude. Black Jeopardy.
Love it.
Love it. That one was so good.
That was hilarious.
You brought up Batman. Thoughts on the trailer?
Yeah. It seems dark. It seems like
gritty.
Good. I'm excited. Of course, Batman's my
real gritty.
My favorite superhero of all time. Okay. Moana, I guess, but
okay. That's a fair comparison.
Look,
every day of the week.
The last thing Ben Pattinson did was Twilight, which I also watched recently.
You mean Robert Pattinson, but who is Ben Pattinson?
Did I say Ben Pattinson? So
yeah.
Ben Pattinson's someone, though.
Poulin. I was thinking about Ben Poulin.
Isn't he like a war general? Are you thinking of General Patton?
So here's the problem that I feel.
You think of Patton Oswalt?
He'd be a great Penguin.
Here's my problem with Rob Pattinson. His skin looks too good. I know that sounds weird.
Oh, I disagree. I think his skin looks terrible.
I think his skin looks too good, man. Like, he doesn't seem rough to me.
Have you seen Christian Bale's skin?
Christian Bale but he's rough. Like, he's like
So
he at least has a facial hair. Like Ben Pattinson. What am I saying? Rob Pattinson, he's too pretty boy for me in some regards. But I
think that's a bias.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I think this is more of a goth. It looks like a more gothic emo Batman, which could work.
I'm curious to see what the rating is. I don't think the ratings come out yet. If this thing's rated R, I'm in like 500%.
Oh yeah. Meat Spin or Rotten Tomato? What are we talking about right
I meant the Screen
In
Actors
general.
Guild
Audience.
rating.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything less than R on meatspin.com. I would hope. But no, I
No,
think.
they do have some good G-rated stuff.
Oh, that's good. They have a kids channel now. That's
Mhm.
great. Good for them.
Yep. We'll plug it in the show notes.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably gonna get yelled at by she here. Somebody who listens to this podcast who's
Ben Pattinson.
Batman enthusiast. But I'm sorry. I grew up with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. I grew up with
Great character.
I liked that. I liked Batman Forever. Poison Ivy was like
All right, couple things. So
was hot, man. Like,
you're thinking of Batman and Robin. Let's rewind because those movies deserve to be mentioned. OG Batman.
Positively.
OG Batman was good. Michael Keaton. Batman 2 is good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of perfect casting, you'll never cast a better Penguin than Danny DeVito. He was born to play that role.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
I'll put it this way. I don't think the Penguin could play Danny DeVito in a movie. But Danny DeVito can play Penguin.
I was
Who
going to
else?
say Tywin
Catwoman.
Lannister, but he's too small.
Tywin Lannister's uncle, Danny DeVito.
What is his
Danny
what's the
Lannister.
actor's name?
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, but
Great name.
Yeah, he's too small.
Well, the Penguin isn't a midget.
Yeah,
think
but
literally.
Danny
He's just a
DeVito is
crazy
pretty
hunchback.
small. He's
like
4
right on
foot
the
10.
border. Yeah. And then Batman Forever is where it took a big dip. That was with Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones.
Jim Carrey's a great Riddler. I don't see what we're
I agree. He wasn't a bad Riddler, but
very
this Riddler
entertaining
looks.
movie. Like George
I
Clooney
think-
was a good Batman.
Yeah, George. Okay, great point. Me and Sophie had this discussion on the last episode, or at least I did. I think because everyone says, "Who's the best Batman? Who's the best Batman?" I think it's more a conversation of who's the best Bruce Wayne. I think Batman is virtually Batman. It's not hard to play Batman.
That's fine.
Bruce Wayne is when you need to.
Yep.
That's acting. That's a
So
character.
who's the best Bruce Wayne? That's a great.
Mine's Christian Bale.
Because
I
here's
think
the
he's
thing.
great.
No, dude. Here's the thing. I'm actually between Michael Keaton and I think actually Rob Pattinson's going to be a great Bruce Wayne.
You just shit on him for like 10 minutes.
I don't. Yeah, but I could totally see him being like
All right.
a rich, pretty
That's
boy
like,
philanthropist. Like I could totally see that.
Okay, but in terms of movies that already exist, you would say Michael Keaton.
correct.
I love Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I'm
Sophie's
actually
a
on your
Michael
side on
Keaton
that
guy,
one,
too.
but I do like
Okay.
Christian Bale a lot.
What do you think about the rest of the casting? Have you seen it all? So it's Rob Pattinson, which will be fine. Do you know who the guy is who plays Riddler? Paul Dano? You would know him if you saw him. He's from.
Paul
Have you seen?
Dano?
Yeah. Have you seen There Will Be Blood with Daniel
No.
Day-Lewis?
I don't
Have you
do, scary
seen
movies.
It's not a scary movie. Have you seen The Girl Next Door?
Yes.
Oh, have you
This
seen
guy-
Prisoners?
No.
You know who this guy is, right?
This
Sophie?
guy is like 12.
So I've seen that movie, but I don't.
He's the bad guy in Prisoner. He's the kid they kidnap in Prisoners.
He's in There Will Be Blood.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be a great Riddler. Zoe Kravitz plays Selma Kyle in Catwoman.
I've seen nothing that he's in.
Okay, never mind. He's
Oh,
good.
Zoe
actor.
Kravitz is a very good actress.
Very good. And then Colin Farrell plays the Penguin, or at least
Colin
Oswald
Farrell plays
Cobblepot.
Penguin.
Watch the trailer. Yeah, he's in a scene in the car.
Huh.
It's going to be good. I'm sorry.
I mean, I've
What's
seen
the
the trailer,
Penguin's,
but I
like,
didn't notice.
non-penguin
It's-
name?
It's like I think it's Oswald Hobblepot or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
I saw the
Right?
trailer, but I didn't notice Colin Farrell.
I didn't either until I
That's
looked
crazy.
in IMDb and then saw
That's
him
crazy.
listed. But
Crazy.
again, it's a very early trailer. It's
a great
dark.
name.
It's gritty. It'll be good. I'm curious to see the rating. And when's it come out anyway? How are they even making movies now?
2021.
Are they
2021.
filming movies right now? You must have to film movies in a bubble, right? Like in a hotel.
Or in a studio.
Yeah, but you can't leave. Or you got to test every 2 hours.
It's not coming out till 2021, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, I assume that. What was I going to say? Okay. Let's move on to this. Let's talk some football.
Mm.
Excited.
So we recently, just kind of going behind the curtain here, the three of us are in the same fantasy football league, had our draft.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, the past couple days, it's been a lot
Jesus.
going on. Where do we start? Leonard Fournette gets cut. Jaguars are, I can't remember a team tanking this hard on purpose in quite some time.
So can we talk if we feel like Leonard Fournette is like a good player or not? Like, do we feel like there's value there? Like,
I think running back is just hard to tell. I feel like running back is just like look at from a fantasy perspective. What's the first thing that happens when a running back gets hurt or gets cut? Everyone picks up their backup, and he has 30 points a game. Zeke gets suspended. Some dude walks in and does whatever he did when he was gone. The kid on the Chiefs last year, he should have won the Super Bowl MVP. Now I'm pretty sure he's cut, or he's a backup to a rookie who hasn't done shit yet.
But we also know
it's an interchangeable position.
We also know that team makes everything. Look at Lev Bell. I agree. Look at Lev Bell. Like, he went to the Jets. He didn't do anything. Like,
and Lev Bell's
the number one back. He was the number one pick in 2016, whatever.
Yeah. No, he's great.
That could go somewhere where he's valued.
New England.
And he fits in a system. He could go to New Orleans and
replace Kamara.
What the hell? Like, he could be winning a Super Bowl.
No, Kamara is substantially better than Leonard Fournette. But Leonard Fournette was a top.
Is it the player or is it the system?
It depends. But some running backs get taken way too. Outside of Zeke, I can't remember or imagine taking a running back in the top 10. I think Fournette was 4 or 5.
For the draft?
Correct. The real draft, the NFL draft.
Gotcha.
And now he's unemployed.
Right.
Yeah, problem is that
I'm
the
not like
currency
I was going to say, I'm not like an economy major or a stock analyst, but that doesn't seem like a good investment. Investing in a running back who has a prime of maybe 3 years, 3 or 4 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we'll see. He'll go somewhere. I think the leading spots as of today were I saw Chicago, I saw Tampa, I saw New England, I saw Philly. I don't think New England has any money left, do they?
I think
unless it's from all these dudes who opted out. I don't think they've signed anyone since.
You don't think New England has money?
Well, I'm saying I didn't think they did, but I remember they signed Cam for minimum wage, and half their defense is opting out.
Right. So they do. Yeah.
Sounds like they might have some money.
My understanding is that Bill is loving how much space he has.
I don't know if he wants another running back. Who are they going to cut?
No, I agree with you.
They got to cut someone.
I agree with you. I mean, I don't like the current setup in New England. I don't like James White being number one. He's not even going to play running back. I think it's going to be Sony. I think it might be Damian Harris too. I think he might get some love. I heard he's at a good camp. Friend of the program, Mike Giardi, talks about that a lot. Quick name drop there. So what do you think?
Potential future friend of the program. Try to make him one.
I don't want to get too much into your financial situation, but would you sign Leonard Fournette if you could? As a roommate? Split the rent?
I guess at this point, I would consider it because I was going to say that the currency that it takes to get a running back is just not what people expect it to be. It's like you could pay 20%.
I wouldn't know. You could tell me $30 million. You could tell me $800,000. I wouldn't know the difference. I would say, okay, that sounds
what you said. It like with guys off the street being able to give you comparable production, close enough, where you could be like, well, I'll pay you 20% of what I paid the other guy to get 80% of his production.
Now that's a good investment. Yeah, that's the 80-20 rule.
Mm-hmm. That's that famous. Not to steal Alston's hockey, style, but that's that famous Wayne Gretzky line. You miss 20% of the paychecks
you miss 100% of the shots you don't
reward
take.
80% of the time.
That's not it, Sean.
You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take.
No, you miss 20% of the paycheck when 80% of the employees steal 20% of your paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need to fact check that.
Wayne Gretzky would never have said that.
We'll have to get him on the show and confirm.
Okay,
but I don't know. I think Leonard Fournette is very good. But to your point, Sean, that team stinks. Like, what are you supposed to do?
They are in rebuild. I don't know. I don't know.
Rebuild? They're like.
I don't even know what to think.
They also cut what's his name, the D end, Njoku or whatever. He went to Minnesota.
Right?
Casual,
dude. Clearing house.
Let's just think like the last few years. Jalen Ramsey, All Pro, gone. Leonard Fournette, gone. The D end, gone. Blake Bortles, gone. Allen Robinson, gone.
And hold on, and Doug Marrone is still there.
The coach? Is he still the coach?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is Alan Hearns still there?
Alan Hearns is on the Cowboys, I think.
Alan
Hearns opted out. COVID. I remember that. He was in Miami.
So the problem's above there. I mean, it's just Jacksonville.
Well, yeah, and then everything you'll see on like any fantasy app is, all right, Fournette's out, pick up. I don't even fucking know who it is, the backup. It's like, no, I'm good. Like, why?
Was this a political stunt to get more pay? And
get more
state of Florida?
I don't know, dude. Hey, Jacksonville Jaguars have always leaned pretty far left.
Like we're gonna make sure that
Hey,
Tampa is the best team in this state. No one's messing around with us.
I think Tom Brady framed Leonard Fournette. That's my.
Have you guys seen what like Leonard Fournette looks like?
Yeah, it doesn't look very friendly.
He could be the next Black Panther. Literally.
Yep. Out of
I'm
all
gonna
those,
be careful of what Sean says here. What I was gonna say is that he looks much older than what he is.
Oh, I was gonna say he looks very mean.
He's like
He doesn't look very friendly.
24 years old, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a
dude, and he
Greg
looks
Oden
44. He
Yes,
looks
he does
very
look-
intimidating.
He's got like gray in the beard. Yeah, totally.
Mhm.
Man, you at least 30. Who is it?
Shout out
Leonard.
Mike Lowry.
It's Leonard. He wants a job here. Who the fuck is Leonard? I don't know. He says he's 25. How old is Leonard Fournette? 24?
24.
Jesus Christ. Bullshit. I'd like to see a birth certificate on that one.
So
And then, go ahead.
Can I talk studs and duds?
Real quick.
Oh.
What do you think is going to happen to Alvin Kamara?
Oh,
Holding out. Not happy. Wants to get paid.
I
Joe
think
Mixon
he
got paid
signs.
today.
He
That's not gonna
signs. He's
help.
not an idiot. Saints.
Joe, I don't know.
The Saints win that division. They know the real. I think he signs.
I don't know even who else is on that roster. Oh, Latavius Murray. That's not a
Latavius
Super Bowl.
Murray.
That's not a
Who
Super Bowl.
also could be a starter somewhere.
He was a starter somewhere until he got cut by the
Right.
Vikings.
That's where
All
Jameis
right.
went, right?
New Orleans. New Orleans, Louisiana.
Look,
Saints.
I don't look. Can I just interject here? I don't want to hype Latavius Murray too much because he's on Soapy's team. And before this tonight, I made an offer
Interesting.
for Latavius Murray to Soapy because I want him because I'm thinking that even though I just said that it's probably gonna work out with Kamara, maybe week 7 and week 8 when Kamara was out last season, 200-yard games for Latavius Murray.
Yeah, that's a situation thing.
Fantasy. He's a workhorse, and he was at Minnesota. Wasn't he at Minnesota before that, or was he?
He's been in
Before that.
Minnesota. I think San Fran.
He's a stud.
Played for the Sox for a couple of years. He's been around.
Guys are back. I mean,
Mhm.
so I would hold on. I mean, fantasy owners, if you have him, I would hold on to him unless you can get some good value out of him from like someone like Sean Olston.
He got drafted in pretty much every league. He's
We'll
draftable
talk
player.
later. He's drafted in both my leagues, so yeah.
Yeah. Let's do this. Sean, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
I got Ravens and Seahawks. Seahawks win.
Battle of the Birds.
That's what I got.
It's a good matchup. I like the Hawks this year. I like Baltimore.
They are busy, that team.
I think this is going to be a weird year. I
It's gonna be an
think
extremely weird year.
players are going to miss games due to COVID. It's inevitable.
Right.
Which players those are is the toss-up because there's really no rhyme or reason why one player would get it and another wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Patrick Mahomes is just as susceptible as
Right.
a third-string tight end in Chicago.
Yeah, and how they react to it is going to be completely random too. Like, granted, these are the most athletic people in the world, but
Mm-hmm.
one guy might get it and have no ill effects after the however long he has to quarantine. Another guy might get it and then just fucking have breathing problems.
That's the thing. I think it's pretty safe to actually, I don't know about this. I don't think it's safe to assume, but I think there's a good chance these guys are in a position where they're physically capable of, hopefully, obviously, if they catch COVID, getting through it, no problem. It's just the rules. They already made the rules are the rules. It's a 2-week. You're out for 2 weeks. You can't play. That's almost an eighth of the season. That's a big deal. Plus a bye week. That's a lot.
You have, I mean, Morse, we talked about this. It's going to be a waiver wire kind of season for fantasy.
Mhm.
You're going to have to play the wire, and you're going to have to go week to week. I mean, that's just reality of it. Because guess what? This is a strong rookie class. Like, this is a strong rookie class.
Insane rookie class.
Joe Burrow, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, you have Clyde Edwards. I mean, you have some strong defensive cornerbacks and ends too. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is going to be a year of figuring out what players are doing, and you can't do that in a week or two, especially for these rookies. That's long term.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also, I mean, you're battling a pandemic, right?
Yeah.
And you're battling one of the most competitive quarterback seasons we've ever seen. Alex Smith is on a team. I mean,
Who?
Alex Smith. He's back.
He's on Washington, isn't he?
I don't think so.
Oh,
on
he just
Washington.
unsigned?
Alex Smith was hurt.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, I know,
He
but
was
I thought
never-
that
he
he
was
was
never
on
on
the
Washington?
Redskins.
Yeah, he's good. He's practicing.
Right.
He'll probably start.
So yeah. So I mean, you got Tua competing in Miami. I mean, you've got Phillip Rivers starting with a new team. I mean, There's
the
so
quarterback competition in New
Gabbard in
England.
Tampa. You got that storyline. You got James Winston, who was the #1 producer in quarterback fantasy last season, depending
That's
on
absurd.
where you're looking. I mean, as a backup, you got New England. I mean, there's just so many things that, and we're not even talking about injuries yet. There's so many things that could happen.
Let's do this.
You got to pivot.
I think there's some big storylines this year.
Right.
COVID, obviously, I'm not even going to count COVID because that just is what it is. No fans. Right. Excuse me. Not going to count that because that is what it is. I also don't understand the no fans thing. Like, it's not like
You
NBA, NHL.
You can't regulate it.
Well, that's what I mean. Like NBA, NHL, there's no fans. We're in a bubble. It seems like it's like a team by team, state by state basis in football.
So Morse, I'm sorry, but there was a teenager who had COVID, who tested positive for COVID at the Exeter rinks. Their business was lit up on social because of the parent feedback. I mean, that is a hockey rink in Exeter, Hampshire.
Yeah. Well,
imagine if Gillette Stadium gets a case or 5 or 2.
Well, that's what I'm curious to see, how far they spread each other out. Because what is Gillette anyway? Do you know the number of fans?
68,000.
68,000? Mm-hmm. Are you shitting me? Holy!
I was gonna say like 50.
I am shitting, but
I was gonna say like 10,000. 68,000 fans at Gillette, week 1.
Yeah.
Okay, this season.
That's the capacity of the stadium.
No, okay. I'm asking how many fans they're allowed to have.
Isn't it none?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Charlie, so Governor. So Morse. I'm sorry, Morse. To your point.
Go ahead,
state by state, and Governor Baker is not even on outdoor, which sucks because it's outdoors, right?
Right.
Governor Baker probably he's more on the conservative side of this matter.
Very much so.
But he's probably not gonna let this fly.
So that's the thing. It's not even.
There's already a rule.
Fans are
There's
idiots.
no fans.
I mean, to be fair, football fans are idiots.
Agreed. I know.
Again, they're not going to adhere to any mandates or rules you put into place. I mean,
okay, let me.
Right. Go ahead.
I know we're kind of like hypothesizing, but I'm 99% sure that the rule is in the month of September, no fans in Massachusetts for any gathering.
That's fine, but that's Massachusetts. It's not a league-wide thing. It's team by team, state by state. I think Lambeau has fans. I think fucking Florida, Tampa's going to be full capacity. Texas.
They're begging their season on that. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I did see something cool. I think it was a college stadium. They have like visual wise, it's like certain seats were like orange, like clumps of seats, and that's where you can sit. That's the only way I can envision it. I can't picture what this looks like because it's going to be obviously they're going to use piped in crowd noise, I assume, because I'd almost have it be no fans than some fans if there's no artificial noise. Because listening to 10,000 fans in a 70,000 stadium is going to sound like shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I was curious how this was going to be with hockey. I mean, watching that, I don't think fans in the stands is as pivotal in a hockey scenario as it is with football.
Yeah,
you're trying to call plays at the line. I mean, Kansas City.
Good point.
Completely different element. I mean, I'm sure
100%
probably extremely Seattle. This is a
must be pissed
advantage that they have that is just immediately stripped out of their stripped. I mean, it's.
I'm curious.
It's gonna sound like a Thursday night Cleveland Browns game.
Yeah. I'm curious to see Vegas odds
versus the Jets.
Because there's games when KC at home gets 3 points just based on the crowd easily.
Right.
If that's not the case anymore, I don't know. Seattle, same thing. So I think it's going to make, and I do want to ask you this, Sean. So you're obviously, you follow hockey a lot more than we do. We've talked a lot about the NBA bubble and how we've perceived it. We've been impressed with how it looks from a production standpoint, how it sounds. The first couple of games were a little weird. After a few games, it's like, okay, I felt like I'm watching basketball again. This is somewhat normal. What did you think about the hockey bubble?
So I hated it. It's like,
really?
What was the point?
I watched it for a little bit. It was different.
What's the point of it? Like having, like they tried to go pass off like virtual home and stuff. Like, no, it's your same rank the whole entire time, which is kind of interesting because you get used to the rank, you get used to that, used to kind of play a play style. As you get down the pike with these playoffs, though, it's more about focus and less about environment. I think it's more just the competition and just focusing on the ice because of the 7-game factor. So
okay, well, I wasn't asking you to give me a pregame speech. I was asking you to talk about the production standpoint from how it looks.
It was okay. I mean, it was fine. Okay. It was classy. It looked like the NHL. I mean,
classy, fine.
Did you like the banners over the seats?
No.
I didn't even notice that.
No,
I haven't watched
no,
any
I'm being
hockey.
serious because that's the first thing that I saw when I turned on the game. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I know that they can't really do too much else because it's not like in the NBA bubble where it's not really meant for spectators, so there's no seats that you have to cover. But I thought that it looked interesting, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of all of it. I'm not a huge fan of the situation. But
do you blame Tuukka
That's a hot
Rask
take.
for the Bruins' early departure?
I do not. I think the Bruins got it 100% this series. I think that the Tuukka Rask situation, that was a decision. We talked about this. That was a decision. It's not his fault. It's something where he had to make a decision. He knows the consequences of his actions. Did he let his team down? Maybe it did. Is that something a decision I would have made? Probably not. But I'm not in the situation, so I can't say that. Did it cost the team potentially a series? Yes, you could say yes or no to that question. Him being in net,
correct,
else is not what you need either. So it's just it's a crappy situation regardless because I would have wanted was a goaltender that was playing through the qualifying round, who would have got the reps, who could have taken us through the whole series. And we felt that we got Halak in there, he did the best he could, and we got outplayed. Period.
Okay, very respectable answer.
You think I heard this on the radio if there wasn't a bubble, meaning like if the season never got postponed?
I'm sorry?
Good question.
Do you think they would have gone further if there wasn't a bubble and the season never got postponed?
Like there's no COVID.
Like the season just continued as it was back in March.
They lost a lot of momentum.
COVID pause.
Right? So we continue to play the season?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I feel like that should have occurred?
No. Do you feel like they would have?
Things would have worked out differently? Do you think they would have gone further?
I would say there's a better chance that we could have gone further because you have that ramp up of play time. And hypothetically, yes, because we would have had this Rask stuff taken care of. Could have got a new goaltender in there. Could have got more prepared and more momentum into the playoffs. It could have happened, but I can't be mad about how it ended either.
I mean, his attitude was pretty shitty throughout that whole bubble, wasn't it?
Right.
So that's why I can see the other side that I'm not going to fault the guy for making a decision to leave if he thought that was best for his family.
We don't know the real reason.
Exactly.
So,
and if you don't know the real reason, I certainly don't. So I just figured I'd ask you. I heard this on the radio today. People were saying, we're not gonna Tuukka shouldn't catch fire for why he left the bubble, but it should be questioned why he didn't return to the bubble, if that makes sense. Because this family emergency didn't really seem to, it didn't go anywhere. So either he has a really good publicist or people, not for nothing, just don't care. Do you think he had an opportunity to come back into the bubble?
To that point, Morse, though, if this was something, I asked myself, and again, it is what it is. I'm not sure if we had Tuukka Rask, if we would have, Tampa would have still played the way they played, and they still.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
but what didn't happen for 4 weeks? He wasn't playing. He was playing for 4 weeks. What?
Yeah.
What happened 4 weeks later that you couldn't have decided 4 weeks prior? It took 4 weeks for you to figure something out. So why couldn't you have set your team up for more success if you were going to make this decision 4 weeks prior when COVID was still relevant?
Question for the group.
I don't think that's the reason, but
bigger Boston sports question mark: why Tuukka Rask left the bubble, or why Malcolm Butler didn't play in the Super Bowl?
Why Malcolm Butler didn't play? 100%.
Yeah, Butler. Just because there's the relation or the connection with Belichick and wondering exactly.
I think that's a bigger impact to the game, honestly.
I've seen multiple opinions on that. Not to get down a rabbit hole, but the two opinions that I saw were either something drug related, like marijuana, like showed up high to a meeting or showed up late.
Super Bowl.
Number two was that he got into some sort of confrontation with Belichick's son, the assistant coach.
Yep, I heard that.
So
the reason I ask is I wanted to pivot briefly to the bombshell book that was released today by Jeff Benedict, The Dynasty. From what I've heard so far, this is going to be a good read. It basically captures, Soapy, correct me if I'm wrong, or Sean too, if you've looked into it more. I think the majority of it is from Robert Kraft's point of view, right? That was the main like interview subject on this. You know what I'm talking about?
I actually don't know, Sean.
Okay.
I have not.
So I thought the main, like, Jeff Benedict's big thing was to sit down with Kraft and to tell all from Kraft. And yes, he met with Belichick, he met with Brady, he met with, like, they literally named like everybody. Did you guys see the excerpt that came out about Brady's thumb surgery before the Jaguars game? Yeah. That was insane. You haven't seen that, Sean? I'll send it to you. No. It's a great read. Basically how, like, way more severe his thumb injury was before that AFC championship game than people kind of made it out to be. Another big part of the book that I've heard they dive into is the Malcolm Butler thing. Not necessarily a hard final answer, this is what happened, but just kind of like picking the brain of some of the other guys who are involved in it. Because you're right, Soapy, the more you think about it, the more you go into these stories, it's hard. And it's almost like the Tuca thing. It's like, okay, maybe I can buy into why he didn't start the Super Bowl, but X's and O's wise, there is no reason on earth why he shouldn't have put back into the Super Bowl. I think Nick Foles threw for 1,000 yards in that game. It's like, I do think, I'm not the type of guy to pinpoint on one thing, but I think that I think they lost. They would have won the Super Bowl if Malcolm Butler played. That team stunk. I think they would have won. Brady threw for like 550 yards. I'll never understand it. So I think it has to be something more personal, to your point, Soapy, than being late for practice. Because Belichick does it all the time. You're late for practice, you don't start. Great, you go in on the second play of the game. This is literally the peak of
Morse,
a game scenario.
You don't think that to the Patriots, that organization, that it's as simple as, here are the rules. Here are the expectations we have for you. Here's what you do. And if you do not do them the way that you've agreed to do them, consequences.
Missing the whole Super Bowl?
It's another game. It's just another game. That's how.
No.
It's just another game. It's week 22. I mean, that's
okay, fine, maybe, but I don't even know what the score at halftime was, but it was a competitive game throughout. They were down most of the game.
Right.
That's not enough to say, okay, you know what, Malcolm, like, you learned your lesson. We need to play. I need to make a coach. At some point, you have to make a fucking coaching decision and put your best cornerback in the game.
Next man up. I mean, that's his philosophy. Is next man up.
Next man up got his jockstrap tied around his nostrils, and you know it. I don't know.
Yeah, who was the next man up? Jonathan Jones in that game?
I'm trying to think. It might have been. Was it Harmon? Harmon. It might have been. Might have been Eric Rowe.
Yeah.
Eric Rowe sounds about right.
Whoever got fucking murdered by Aguilar on that, like, I guess, questionable touchdown.
Aguilar lit us up. Fucking, what's Corey Clement lit us up? Yep. That first touchdown by Alshon Jeffrey, I'll never forget. Just like, and people, we talked about this with TKA a couple of weeks. It's like, what are the two plays everyone remembers from that game? Brady dropping a pass, totally irrelevant. Who gives a shit? You punt. And the Philly special. One of the stupidest fucking most overhyped play I've ever seen in my entire life. They built a statue for that play, Sean. That's the craziest shit. That's like Philly sports in a nutshell. But anyway, shout out to that book. I'm going to order it. I don't think I got around to ordering it today, but I will. The three of us should read it and then maybe do like a Morse code book club. Maybe every
with TKA.
Yep, with TKA. I think TKA actually wrote the foreword to that book.
Oh, actually, real quick, not to like digress again, but LeGarrette Blount fucking killed us in that game too. Him and Clement.
Oh, he was on Philly that game. That's right.
Yep.
That
pissed me off so bad. I was like, this
I'm
guy
a
that's
huge
just
Blunt
like
fan. Huge Blunt fan.
I like LeGarrette Blount. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. He's kind of like, he reminds me of like a Marcus Smart type of.
I was exactly going to say that. Feast or famine with him.
Who's like that on the Bruins, Sean? Someone who's like, he pisses you off, but he's just like a hard-nosed, tough player.
That would be Brad Marchand.
Kind of stinks.
That'd be Brad Marchand.
Yeah, but he's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. He's an instigator.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I mean, he's good. No, he's good. So he kind of
like someone on the third line who just comes in and just fucks shit up, but he also makes bonehead plays every now and then.
Richie, it wasn't
Richie Rich.
He didn't have a great. Was that game 4?
No, he didn't have a good series at all.
Was game 4 where he took the 5-minute major for like a pretty dirty hit, or was that
5 minutes?
That was a stupid hit. That was a stupid decision. He shouldn't agree.
That was so bad. They kept doing the slow motion and being like the puck isn't even in the screen anymore.
Awful.
Awful.
That's not good.
Morse, can we run through the division? Who's going to take each division?
Please. Let's start here before we go division by division. Any surprises?
For divisions or for people?
Division winners, please.
So I have 1, 2, 3 that might be a surprise.
Let's start with 1.
Okay. So I think.
Give me the division first.
Okay. Let's go with the AFC North.
Is it someone besides the Baltimore Ravens? The team you picked to win the Super Bowl?
No, it's the Ravens. Yeah, that's cheating. That's cheating.
Fiery
cheating.
hot takes.
I think, but hold on. But I think that's. Would you agree that I think that could be a competitive division with the Browns?
I think that's the biggest storyline division, maybe in the NFL. The biggest
storyline team is
them
to
Browns.
come from the wild card and have like the Colts win the division.
Well, no, I mean I think.
Oh no, that's AFC South, but.
So that's a tough division. The AFC South sucks, but I think
AFC South
of that sucky division, I actually feel like that's another one I have. I think the Colts emerge.
Mm-hmm. I think the
Texans?
Colts. Texans stink.
Texans
will win the division, and then
I think the biggest
lose
problem
with
with Texans is Bill O'Brien. But
oh god, yeah, he's terrible. I mean, they
Tennessee won it last year, but I think there's too much hype around Tennessee.
Unless David Johnson wins MVP, there's
I think Rivers does. I think Rivers does good in Indy. Honestly,
I don't know. I think he could, but I also really like Jacoby Brissett. I think Jacoby Brissett should start over. I if they didn't sign Phillip Rivers, I don't think Colts fans would be having an outcry about Jacoby Brissett. I think he was solid last year. They got a good team around him. That's just a tough. East. Yeah, that's just a tough fan base when your franchise quarterback just retires out of the blue. That stinks. That's unfortunate.
The West has got to be the Chiefs. I mean, they're just stupid.
Yeah, so I think NFC North to me is going to be pretty straightforward. I honestly think Ravens can go like 14-2, 13-3. I'm curious to see Cleveland. I think Cleveland's just due to perform like they should. If they don't go 8-8, 9-7, it's like you got to blow it up. Yeah. Well,
Freddie Kitchens was the problem there. I mean,
perhaps the worst coach I've ever seen.
I mean, you have the best back tandem in right now. I mean,
a all-pro wide receiver tandem, an all-pro running back tandem,
like
athletic quarterback, defense is stacked. You have maybe the best defensive end in the NFL. It's like, what are we doing? Like, how are you 7-9, 8-8 every year?
I would say Baker Mayfield. I'm not a huge fan of, but
I think he stinks.
It's like he just
Baker Mayfield. So
he loses games.
I did it first.
Doesn't win them.
I did it first because I rooted for him the same way I rooted for Manziel, where I was just like, yeah, this guy's an asshole. But then he also stinks. Stinky asshole.
Stinky asshole Baker Mayfield.
So, Morris, let's talk about the NFC South.
NFC South. I've seen this too many times. I've watched it for 20 years. Tampa Bay will win the division. 10-6.
Saints got it.
10-6. Saints go 9-7. Panthers go 16-0.
I'm holding true, and I'll say it again. Right now. I think Tampa Bay is a losing record.
God, I'll take that bet.
What?
Absolutely no chance.
Losing record.
I will take your money as well.
They'll go at least they'll go 10-6.
I think they have a losing record.
And I mean, unless something crazy. That's the thing. It's like you can't even predict this shit because the way the season's going to look, with COVID and stuff, these teams might not even be the same team in a month. So there's really no point making predictions.
You're telling me that I'm sorry, but you're telling me that Tom Brady's going to turn that team around? You had a
he's got a lot of weapons.
No, sure, he threw 5 picks a game, but he's still at offense, and they still couldn't win. You're telling me that with a subpar running back, you're going to establish play action. You're going to establish some type of game with the most conservative quarterback in the league coming off of with Bruce Arians. I mean, come on. You don't even have a defensive coach.
He did it for 20 years.
We'll see.
Average. The Patriots have never had a star-studded roster. They definitely never had as good an offense as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have right now. That's not even up for debate. Never been close. So I think they go 10-6. New Orleans, I'd feel maybe better if they signed their franchise running back. I don't know. I would like my franchise running back to come to work, but
The
that's
poor
just me.
Falcons.
I'm a hard ass.
The poor Falcons. Poor
Falcons are good. Falcons are good, and they're going to go like 8-8 because they're in a tough division. Panthers, that's actually a pretty good division, top to bottom. If you have flip flop New Orleans, Tampa Bay, whoever you have first, and you have Carolina at the bottom, that's a good division. Carolina's a good team.
I like the West. I like the NFC West. I think that's pretty competitive. I think
NFC West. Oh, NFC West is the best division in football. Obviously,
I mean,
easily.
The Rams aren't a.
They're the worst team in the division, and they're good.
Bowl.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're good. San Fran.
And the Cardinals are. I want the Cardinals to do well. Like you have Larry Fitzgerald as a third wideout. What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, it's a fun team.
Dude, is he 40 yet?
He's.
I think he's number 43. I think is what his number is.
That's not true. And I think Sophie meant 8.
Chadwick Boseman joke.
Oh, I hope not.
Next topic.
No, he's 11. Sick number. Wide receivers and T numbers are always going to be cool.
Larry Fitzgerald has a huge ass. You guys notice that?
Wagon ass. Yeah.
No, Olsen, I'm being serious.
I agree. He has a huge lower body.
Ass. Yes. Huge thighs and legs.
He runs for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got nothing on Saquon.
That kid's got some quads.
Those are the ones
Quadzilla.
got tree trunk legs.
That kid is fucking huge.
Yeah.
That kid, how old is he? 22? Something like that?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's scary. There's some really good young talent in the NFL. You said it earlier. The rookie class this year is even just the rookie receivers is crazy. I don't know who's going to win Rookie of the Year. There's a rookie wide receiver.
Do we think Joe Burrow is going to be good? Do we think Joe Burrow and AJ Green are going to connect?
No, I think Joe Burrow is going to get his ass handed to him.
I hope he's good, but I think I agree with Dan.
I think there's a very good chance he gets sacked 8 times a game. If he comes down with COVID, just call it a wrap. Because sacked 8 times a game with COVID-19 is certainly not how I'd like to start my first year at a new job. To be honest with you, I can't think of anything worse. I've had a few jobs. My first day has never consisted of getting sacked 8 times by the competition, and then simultaneously coming down with COVID-19. So
yeah, I've definitely had rough training for a week.
I mean, there's always that first stage
system
jitters.
very quick, but I never had to memorize a playbook or I don't know, puke after practice.
No. Let's do this. I opened up the DMs today to have our fans reach out to us. Got a few good questions here. Sean, I'm going to ask you this one. Just straight up, however you want to interpret this.
Okay.
Better season. Tom Brady, Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
In what regard? Fantasy points, win-loss?
I think win-loss. I think fantasy points. I think points in general. I think that.
So you think Tampa Bay has a losing record? What do you think the Pats finish with?
I think the Pats finish 12-4.
Damn.
That seems steep. For some reason, the Pats
You guys know that Cam Newton's like a Hall of.
No, I like Cam Newton. I actually feel really good.
He's like a number one. He's a stud.
I agree, and I feel
never been more jacked up in his career.
Yes, I agree. The more I see come out of camp, I feel good about Cam. I really do.
Right.
I think they have 11-5 written all over them. I think that's a pretty safe ceiling.
Matt Castle record.
Yeah. Yep. Matt Castle
I say
record
10-4 or 11-5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys see that? I mean, I'm sure everyone who's listening to this has seen the image, but last 6 Super Bowls has started a Patriots quarterback.
Yeah, I did see that. That's pretty interesting. Cam, Jimmy G, and Tom. Right? Mm-hmm. That's pretty interesting. No, I like Cam.
Tom?
I think he's Brady.
The
Greg Brady's brother. Greg Brady's third cousin.
I knew who the other two were.
Yeah. No, I think he's starting to click with guys like Edelman, and that's it. But no, I don't know that.
Which is important. I mean,
I can't think off. Patriots offense stinks, right?
Certainly they don't have tight ends or ones that should be playing football. That team.
Morse.
Yeah.
I have 4 words for you: Alvin Kamara, Leonard Fournette. That happened today. This season.
I don't follow what
it is yet. We don't even know what this Pats team is yet.
Oh, correct. I know.
We don't know what's going to happen.
I agree. No, good point.
Randy Moss can come out of retirement and it's game over.
I wouldn't be opposed to
Antonio
that.
Brown isn't on a team.
For who? Game over for
Nobody.
who?
Probably for Randy Flagg.
I was going to say for Randy
Freeman
Moss,
is still
maybe.
free. I mean,
I think Devonta Freeman is just done. And just goes back to the first point of this episode. Running backs don't matter anymore. Like, sorry.
Dude,
See ya.
Todd Gurley's on the Falcons now, right?
Uh-huh.
That's so absurd how 2 years ago he was the fantasy, like, everyone would have, like, sucked their own dick to get him on their team.
Injuries. And
I had him on my team, and I did. And I'm regretting it now.
Both things.
Correct. Atlanta Falcons is a great case study. Devonta Freeman, first, second round draft pick. What happens? He gets hurt. Tevin Coleman comes in, and he's a stud. Tevin Coleman's a free agent. He gets a monster contract, goes to San Francisco. And I think he's like third string in San Francisco now. No, he's a nobody. He's just one of whoever.
Who superseded? Is that CJ Mosley, or am I thinking of someone else?
In where?
San Francisco.
In San Fran? It's like they have, it's a Moistert.
Mozart. It's
Mozart. Yes. Exactly. But it's like the economics of running backs in the NFL just makes no sense. That's why Christian McCaffrey got that monster contract. And it's like, okay, A, I do think Christian McCaffrey deserves to get paid because I think he's somewhat different. But B, like you just fucked up the whole game for everybody else. Because now Joe Mixon got paid today. Todd Gurley's going to want money. It's like, hey, if Christian McCaffrey, Zeke's going to want money.
Mixon is so overrated.
Mixon sucks.
He's such a dud. Like there's nothing positive I have to say about him. Like I feel so bad for Joe Burrow.
Joe Mixon is making like 5 or 6 times more than 5 or 6, but like 10 times more than Cam Newton. And it's like, what are we doing?
Why was Joe Mixon so absurd? It's absurd.
It's all market value. Like look at quarterback. I remember, Tom Brady's a bad example because he doesn't ask for a lot of money, but Joe Flacco got a huge deal. And now it's like, okay, you realize someone in like Green Bay is like, okay, you realize you just gave Joe Flacco $100 million. What the fuck am I supposed to tell Aaron Rodgers in 2 years when he's a free agent? Aaron Rodgers can walk into an office and say, hey, Joe Flacco got 100. I want 2 at least. Right? Mm-hmm. I'm 200 times better than Joe Flacco. Patrick Mahomes got 450. What in God's name is going to happen when Lamar Jackson's a free agent? He's going to ask for $1 billion.
Yeah, Celtics are up 6.
Crazy. Spoiler alert for our listeners who listen tomorrow. Baseball is even worse. It's like it just is what it is. So I don't know. If the Pats want to sign Leonard Fournette, if they want to sign Alvin Kamara. Well, Alvin Kamara would be a trade, but if they want to sign Leonard Fournette, great. Give him a league minimum, see what he can do. Outside of that, terrible investment. And that story came out too. Did you guys see that tweet from the Jaguars coach? He's like, hey, we tried to trade him. We couldn't get any offers. They couldn't get a
crazy that he said that much.
That's fucked up, no?
That's such a difference between like that is the polar opposite of the Patriot way.
Yeah.
Versus the absolute worst team in the
Imagine
in the
getting
way.
Fired. And then you go on Twitter and see your boss say, yeah, we tried to trade him, but we couldn't even get a 6th-round pick. It's like, dude.
We tried to force him to quit.
Bro, and my family's on this app. Like, you don't need to do this shit. Like, give me a break.
So let me ask you guys, do you guys value in a running back touchdowns or yards?
I value contribution towards, I guess touchdowns is fine, but right. I value contributions towards first downs and getting wins. That should be it. The NFL is all about first downs.
Joe Mixon last season was the 9th best running back in the league with regard to yards. So between the names of Josh Jacobs, who I would consider an elite running back, Dalvin Cook, also an elite running back. Touchdowns, he drops to Joe Mixon. Drops to I didn't see him on this.
I haven't even looked.
He's not even on this list. He can't put. He drops to 27th.
Okay, so that's hypothetically 20 guys who can ask for more money than Joe Mixon in like 5 years.
He's behind Alvin. Alvin Kamara is also 20.
He had a pretty shitty year last year,
but he got hurt.
Yeah, true. Good point.
But the top people being Derrick Henry, Aaron Jones, Christian McCaffrey. So Dalvin Cook produced both yards and touchdowns. Like those are elite running backs.
Well, I mean, I get it from a running back's perspective. Say you top out at 5 years, you have to get as much money as you can. Just is what it is.
You can
it's
run,
not
but
their
you're not
fault.
punching them in. I mean, yeah.
It just is what it is. It's not his fault. I've never gone to my boss and said, "Hey, I appreciate that offer, but I'd like to make less money, please." Just
right.
it is what it is.
Right.
Let's get to these fan questions. We love our fans, all three of them. Here's a good one. So the Tom Brady thing. Oh, I didn't ask you, Soap. Are you leaning one way or the other on Tom Brady, Cam Newton this year on the football field?
Damn it. I think Tom.
I actually think they're pretty comparable. They're actually
it's
almost like
gonna
a
be pretty
perfect
close.
comparison. I think they're gonna have a pretty similar season.
I think Tom's gonna have better stats. I think Cam will probably have a better win-loss record.
I agree. Speaking of Alvin Kamara, I meant to mention this earlier. Do you know about Alvin Kamara? I know Soapy does because we saw it together. Do you know about Alvin Kamara's 81 catch rule stat? Is that 81, Soap, or 87? Mm-hmm. Alvin Kamara's had exactly 81 catches the last 3 years in a row. Isn't that weird?
Exactly 81. Mm-hmm. Alvin Kamara, the running back, 81 catches total last season and the 2 seasons prior, respectfully.
Correct. It's a long way to say it, but yes.
I was about to say it. I mean, like
3 years in a row is
clearly.
Wait, you're telling me.
So he's great for PPR. That's great.
Do you know about the Chris Davis stat in baseball? This one's mind-blowing. So as a player on the Oakland A's, he's batted exactly .247 the last 4 years in a row. Isn't that fucking bizarre?
Yeah, that's nuts. That's.
And you tell me aliens aren't real. Like,
is he trying? Like, is that like a goal?
At this point, I think he is. I think he does his stats before every game. It's like, all right, I can fuck around and go 1 for 3, but if you put me up in the 9th and I already got my 1, I'm drawing that walk.
Have you guys seen?
I got my reputation on the line.
Have you guys seen the numbers for Joe Biden in each of the last 3? I'm just kidding.
81 catches, right?
Yeah.
So,
Sleepy Joe.
That was good. So,
all right, this is a good question. Best uniforms in the NFL now, and the best throwback uniforms of all time.
Best uniform.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So,
best current uniforms.
Best current
Helmet
uniform. I gotta go the powder blue Chargers.
Do you consider? But those are. I consider those a throwback. I get it. They're wearing them now, but those are dope. Those are like the classic. I like the white ones actually. I like that era, but the white ones. And it's funny you mentioned that. I posted a picture of LT today. Those helmets are sick too. Those white helmets with the number and the bolt above it. Those are sick. Those are big fire.
All right, I'll say them for. I'll count that as my throwback.
Mm-hmm.
And then for current, I actually really like the Giants either home or road. I think
like
that's
the
such
Giants
a simple,
color
good
rush.
look.
But they're actually. So you just mean the straight up blue and straight up white?
Yeah, I think
I
it
like
just
their
pairs
color
well,
rush
red, white, and
jerseys.
blue.
Yeah, that's fair.
Go
Sean,
America.
Any particular for you?
what's the question? Now
Favorite NFL uniforms from current, and then a throwback one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an unpopular.
Fuck else is new.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of the Jags.
Current ones?
Yeah, I love their helmet. I love it. I know.
I like gold. I don't like the rest of it.
I mean, I like mustard on my sandwiches, but not necessarily mustard yellow on my jersey.
I love it. And then honestly,
those are kind of.
You're gonna hate my vintage, but the Rams.
Vintage Rams are fresh. Those are dope, and they do wear those now a little bit. But the straight blue with the actual real yellow,
yellow and gold.
Those are sick.
Maybe I got like issues.
And I like the ones like the legit like Kurt Warner years, like with the Rams.
With the Ram,
yeah. Those are fresh. Good call. Great call. Because the ones they went to after that, I hated, like the dark blue and like gold, like Steven Jackson era. Those were.
And I hate their current. Their current sucks.
Like, those are awful.
That new logos, but
that logo that reminded me of when the new UNH logo came out. Like absolute trash.
It looks too
It's like, bro, like did you make this on fucking
LA,
paint?
It'll be interesting to see what LA does.
They don't give a shit.
People like that, yeah.
That team went to a Super Bowl and no one would know about it because no one goes to those games.
Right.
I'm trying to think. Current uniforms, other than the ones that have been said, I kind of like. I don't know. I like the classic uniforms. I like Dallas.
Yep, that was going to be my next one.
Yeah, I mean
Dallas are classic. Dallas's helmet is timeless. It just is what it is.
Right.
I had another one. Know who I love? I say this every year they play. It's a color rush jersey, so I don't know if you count that or not.
Seattle?
No. The Bengals white color rush jerseys are fresh because it's all white except the orange stripe here and the all orange helmets. Look it up. Those are dope. I actually kind of like the Pats color rush. I like the Pats white color rush jerseys. I don't like the blue ones at all. What are some of your least favorite jerseys of all time? I have one.
The Pats current ones.
You know, like the blue ones. Color rush, pretty much. Yeah, those are trash. Remember those? Like this was like probably mid 2000s, maybe a little earlier. Like those like silver jerseys. It was like gray or like silver.
Yeah,
those.
It was a gray. It was a darkish.
PU. Yeah, that looked like a garbage pail. That was trash.
I like the red Pat uniforms with the.
Great one, Pat the Patriot. I like the white ones from that era.
Yeah,
that was a great season. When was that?
I like the Bledsoe era. These blues,
huge fire. Yeah, the royal blue with the big face.
Yep,
on the shoulder. Those are nice. I think it was like 07, 08 when like it must have been an anniversary, but like everyone wore the throwbacks. I remember that snow game against the Titans and the red throwbacks. That was so sick.
That 59-0 barn burner.
59 burger. All right.
Least favorite, the Bumblebee Steelers.
Those don't count. Those are.
And then the old
Broncos
Packers ones.
The Green Packers.
Yeah, the Broncos ones.
Yeah, good one.
That was a Patriots game. That was McDaniels beat the Patriots in those garbage shits. I kind of like the orange. I like the orange Broncos, the orange crush jerseys. Those are pretty dope.
Yeah, I like those.
Ooh, here's a good one. Will Antonio Brown play again in the NFL?
Yes.
Really?
No.
I think no. No chance. Follow-up question from same person. Will Josh Gordon play again in the NFL?
No.
Yes.
Do you see a story came out today? Josh Gordon pawned his Super Bowl ring. Did you see that? Josh Gordon pawned his Super Bowl ring for like $130,000. Do you know he got a Super Bowl ring?
Idiot.
I didn't know that until that story.
That doesn't scream I'm doing well, to be honest with you.
Sucks. I feel bad for the guy, but I think that he'll be given it up.
Actually, you know what? I don't feel bad for him anymore. I think he's on a 7th reinstatement. Like, hey, Sean, rules are rules. You can't smoke weed here. Like, I'm sorry. It's a smoke-free organization. It's a smoke-free dorm.
And Antonio Brown has a whole lot of money.
He's got some baggage. We'll put it that way. Great hair. Got some baggage.
If only the worst thing that he did was fart in his doctor's face, he would be fine.
I don't love the sexual assault charges. I'm sorry. I just don't love them.
That's what I'm saying. If that was
I know.
Allegedly.
I don't love it. Call me crazy. I like my running backs to come to work. I like my receivers to not sexually assault their trainers. I'm sorry. That's what I build my business on. Allegedly.
Should we get to the MFK?
Please, Soapy, you wanted to some time. Let's wrap up here. Wait, MFK or bench sit start?
We'll call it either. I know Sean.
They're vastly different.
I think they're pretty much the same if you think about it.
They're exactly the same. Actually.
Soapy, take the reins.
All right.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Let me pull this up. Let me get
while you're at it, pull up whatever you wanted to talk about.
Can I eat my burrito while we do this?
Please.
Sure.
Thanks.
Do we have an ad read tonight?
No, no ad read.
Sean, where are you eating from right now? They want some free advertising?
Dos Mexican Eats.
Los Pollos Hermanos?
Washington Mills, Dover.
Today's episode is brought to you by Dos Amigos Burritos. It's Taco Tuesday here at the Morse Code Podcast. Next time you're craving a delicious burrito in the Dover area, use product code Shawnny O to get 45% off. Is that what you said?
69.
69% off your next burrito. That's Dos Amigos, Dover, New Hampshire. Great place, great food, great times.
Better people, better
people,
beans.
Decent burritos, shitty prices. Now, Dos Amigos is fair. Sean, Dos Amigos or Chipotle?
Those 100% of the time.
Got to go local. Feel that. I always go local when it comes to my burritos. I haven't had a good burrito since I moved up here. I don't think we have anything. We just have Chipotle.
The mom and pop places
there's some
are
good
always the
places
way to go.
There's a good place. Taco Escobar in Portland. Real good place. Great drug laundering. Better burritos. Taco Escobar. That's the Taco Escobar difference. Soapy, go ahead. Please take us home.
Okay, so we're gonna call this either marry, fuck, kill, or bench one. I'm sorry, start one, bench one, cut one.
Got you.
This is in reference to what was that list that you sent us? Where was that from? Of the top?
ESPN. Great call. ESPN top 10 players.
Oh, good one.
All right. So this is based off that list. All right.
Okay.
All right. First one. Start one, bench one, cut one. Lamar Jackson, the Jackson 5, Five Guys Burger and Fries.
For me, that's easy. Which is surprising. Are we talking football or just open interpretation?
Open interpretation.
Nice.
Follow-up questions not allowed.
I'm starving as we record this. So I'm starting Five Guys. I'm going to bench Lamar Jackson, maybe kick it with him later, fire up the PlayStation.
Wow.
And just cut. I'm not a Jackson 5 guy. I like Michael. I just don't really need them in my life right now. Recency bias. Half of them are dead. I just don't really need it right now. Sean?
So I'm a little different than Morse's synopsis of that.
Okay.
I actually think I know where you're going to go with this.
I thrive off positivity, and music is in my soul.
Yep.
So I'm starting Jackson 5.
Okay.
I guess I would agree with you that I'm probably going to bench Lamar.
Can't hurt. Just keep him on the bench. You want to kick it, Colin?
I like to.
He seems cool.
I feel like I want to keep him around.
Definitely want to keep him around.
And you're already eating a burrito, so I can't imagine why you need 5
Yeah,
guys.
that's where the advertising promos get a little muddy. So we'll cut 5 guys. They want their name on this show. Got to pay for it. Sorry.
Yeah. We don't just give that shit away for free.
Nah.
Right.
Go ahead. So
Maybe episode 1, but
okay.
Stephon Gilmore,
Mhm.
the Gilmore Girls,
Yep.
and Girls Gone Wild.
Oh, I thought Happy Gilmore was going to come out. You know what? I'm getting up there in age, happily married, great family. I'm just going to I don't have time for the Girls Gone Wild stuff.
What is that?
I'm going to cut them.
Come
I'm going to
back.
cut them.
You're cutting them.
Yeah, I don't need Girls Gone Wild. I'm not 8 years old anymore watching late night TV. Now, Gilmore Girls and Stephon Gilmore gets interesting. And ironically, you mentioned episode 1 in Jar Jar Binks, and there's a lot of hilarious memes that show that Stephon Gilmore vastly resembles Jar Jar Binks.
It's unfortunate, but they seem related.
Unfortunate and even more uncanny is the resemblance. Shut down corner. Just looks like Jar Jar Binks. Similar. I'll start Stephon Gilmore. And here's a great answer. Here's a married guy answer. Cut Girls Gone Wild. Start Stephon Gilmore. I like him. Bench Gilmore Girls. My wife loves that show. I got it on deck anytime, honey. You know, Steph, take a break, get some water, put on the girls. Good answer.
So I'm going to keep the girls around in both situations.
Oh boy.
I think what's going to happen here is I'm going to start Girls Gone.
Oh, we're going to have a girl fight. Big time.
Because of many reasons, which I'm sure that 90% of the listenership.
Time out. Do you guys actually remember what Girls Gone Wild was? It was like quick videos of girls like lifting up their shirt for 5 seconds and then putting.
So I'm going to start that, and then I'm going
to. I've seen better. I'm sorry.
And then I'm going to bench the Gilmore Girls because I like them, and
I haven't seen it, and I'm full transparency.
Haley likes them too, so
yeah,
we can win all there. And then I'm going to bench Stephon Gilmore because it's
no, you'd have to cut Stephon Gilmore.
What?
Right? You have to cut
Stephon Gilmore. Cutting him.
Yeah, you're cutting / killing him. You're cutting him to death.
Cutting his throat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yikes.
Good answers. By the way, again, not to like sidetrack. If you guys are interested, well, it's not a story, and you won't be surprised. The guy from Girls Gone Wild, the creator, I'm pretty sure is a huge scumbag and like eventually got in some serious trouble for that.
I didn't know that, but I feel like I probably knew that.
Are you surprised?
I'm not.
Okay.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Wilson Leather, the brand.
Okay.
leather flavored ice cream.
Ooh.
Right?
I haven't had it. Any of those three.
Uh-huh.
And I really like Russell Wilson. But out of those three, he's the one that jumps out at me to cut.
Yeah, he's dispensable.
What's his nickname? I'm drawing a blank.
Dangerous.
No.
Oh, Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited. Yeah, that pissed me off. I'm cutting Russ. I'll cut Russ. Okay. Good answer here. I'm going to cut Russ. Don't need him in my life anymore. Not a Seahawks fan. I'm going to start the leather. I could wear it pretty much every day. And I'm going to bench the ice cream. I'm going to sleep on it, and I'm going to give it a shot at some point.
Don't forget, too, that Wilson also makes, like, the basketballs. So they're not just leather.
Anything.
Yeah.
I was literally just thinking that little tag on the back of my jeans.
Oh, yeah, that's their staple. But
hey, Mr. Unlimited.
They make
Wilson
jeans and
leather.
basketballs.
Yeah. Okay, that's my answer. I'm sure that's consensus.
Alston?
Well,
You look like you're in the mood for dessert.
I think I need some dessert, so I'm going to start the ice cream.
Okay. So, quick question. It's just leather flavored, right? It's not like leather ice cream.
Yeah, there's no leather chips in it.
That's where you might have lost me. But okay, I'll stick to my answer.
I'm going to start the ice cream. We're going to bench Russell Wilson because I need to have him come around when my quarterback gets COVID. And we're going to.
No, you also ran the Patriots. Okay. Gotcha.
Because leather shouldn't be near me. It's not a good thing.
That's fair.
Yep.
You and leather don't get along.
We don't.
Never have, never will.
Never will.
Some things in this country you just can't fix.
Yep.
Next one.
Another one?
Christian McCaffrey.
How many of these do you have? I feel like I ask you this every episode.
This is the second to last one.
Okay. Good.
Christian McCaffrey, Christian Bale, Christian Mingle.
Great one.
Whoa, that's a good one.
That's heavy. Sean, I'll let you go first this time. That's heavy. That's a lot.
And yes, I know that you're a Protestant, so
yeah, I think that was my first comment was that I am a.
Oh, that's true. If this is true controversial, we can edit this out. Is your priest listening? Or whatever you have?
So here's the deal.
Please.
I really want to start Christian Bale. I really, really, really want to start Christian Bale.
I'm going to argue that.
Do it. I just can't because of the comments I made earlier.
3-point win.
And I just don't feel like he is the best Batman. So I'm going
opposed to Christian McCaffrey?
I also
that's actually
feel
not
like,
a terrible. That's not a terrible question.
I also feel like in the Dark Knight, you got to remember, Christian Bale gave the ultimate sacrifice and realized he had to go away for people to need Batman.
Spoiler alert. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cut Christian Bale because some point people are going to need a Batman and he'll come back eventually from the dead, whatever.
Okay.
That tomb, that pit from.
Yeah. No,
I feel like if anybody could come back, he could.
So what are we doing with the other ones?
Yeah, so Christian McCaffrey probably going to bench and Christian Mingle's going to get the start because Girls Gone Wild started, so might as well integrate the businesses.
That's true. Your business.
Yeah.
Always thinking with your wallet. Love it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this one a step further.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut Christian Bale as well because here's my theory. Now hear me out on this. You might want to snippet this and post it. Christian McCaffrey can play running back for the Panthers, and he can play Bruce Wayne in a Batman movie.
Right.
Christian Bale can play Bruce Wayne in a Batman movie, but he can't start running back for the Panthers.
Yeah.
You're right.
Great
Is that fair?
answer. I was going to ask who would do better if they switch positions and.
Oh, not even close. Yeah. And then so I have a start, I have a cut, and I guess I'll bench Christian Mingle. Hey, I love my wife. I think she loves me. You never know what can happen. I always need to, hey, she might leave me one day, and I might need to mingle with some Christians.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Fair,
good question. That was a good one, Soapy.
That's a good one.
Soapy, real quick, though. Is my phone
very delayed?
Breaking? I have a headline, Smart splashes 5 straight triples.
That I did not notice. I think
I'm calling Verizon in the morning.
Is that why my TV cut out?
Is that why my cock fell off? Go ahead, Soapy. Let's wrap this up here.
Last one.
Please.
Aaron Donald, Aaron Hernandez, Aaron the ball out to pad your QB stats.
That's interesting. I thought Donald Duck was going to make an appearance, but
there was another Donald that I was going to mention, but I was like, no, we'll keep.
You already mentioned Joe.
So
go ahead, please. Your hand is up for some reason.
I'm going to cut Aaron Hernandez because just get that out of the way.
Do you really
I
need
think
to?
he technically did it to himself.
I'm going to bench Donald Trump. You said Donald Trump, right?
Nope. Aaron Donald and
Aaron the ball out.
Oh, gotcha. Like the verb.
Mm-hmm.
This is a deep one.
I'm probably going to start Aaron the ball out. And then
Why not?
Aaron Donald. I mean,
that's pretty. This is an easy one. Aaron Hernandez. What's the benefit of not cutting him? He's dead.
Yeah.
I would start him.
Why don't you go ahead, Soap? Why don't you take this one?
I would start him because I think on the small chance that he could provide some some offense, that would be great. But if not, it looks like you're a team that's willing to help someone rehab their image, someone who's been in a bad space, and you want good PR. So I would start Aaron Hernandez. I would bench Aaron the ball out because I like quarterbacks who throw it a lot.
Yeah, I respect it.
And then I would cut Aaron Donald because I don't like defense or bigger guys.
Yeah, I know that.
But you like Aaron Hernandez.
But I do like Aaron Hernandez.
So you don't.
Shout out
you're
81.
Not an Aaron Donald guy. You're a big Aaron Hernandez guy.
Mm-hmm.
Some would say that's a controversial statement, but okay.
Yeah,
I got one.
Go ahead.
George Kittle, George Jets, and a share size sour Skittles.
I would start George Jetson because he's the way of the future, and we need him around.
Jesus, Sean, that makes sense.
I would.
You're making more sense on this ridiculous segment than you have all evening.
I would bench the Skittles because we need them for later.
Yeah.
Soap. We need them for later.
I don't really like George Kittle.
George Kittle because nothing lasts in the NFL. Nothing.
I like George Kittle the first time when he was called Travis Kelce.
Right.
So.
Okay, George Kittle, George Jetson, and a bag of Skittles.
A share size bag of Skittles.
That's true.
Big Skittles.
Not the one you get at the register, the one you get in the aisle.
That is a make or break. Okay. I would start. Oh man, I fucking love Skittles. I start the Skittles.
Right. It's hard.
Because
start the Skittles.
I would start the Skittles.
I get it.
What kind of company are you starting?
Well, especially right now where it's we're on the precipice of the fall season, so I'm in the mood to watch a movie, hang out at my house. So I could see myself.
Precipice?
Can you say it?
You want me to do it live?
I can't even say it.
Oh, we should do a Morse code spelling bee.
We should do a spelling bee.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Let's get all our dumbest friends.
We should do a spelling bee with Jad.
Okay,
no big deal.
Here.
I did win it 3 times growing up.
I'm not going to touch that one. Oh, wait. No, that doesn't make sense. Nope.
No, it doesn't, and I know what you're thinking.
Is it more racist to not bring it up or more racist just assume you know what I'm thinking?
It's hard to say either way.
I think we can say it because you've talked about your race on the show.
Yeah.
So
stay
I
out
confused, please. I confused your Asian heritage with the more popular Indian background being good at spelling bees.
Yes.
So would it have been more racist if I said, that makes sense, if you said some sort of math competition?
I feel like...
At this point, no one's listening. They probably lost this at the second start bench skill.
Yeah,
bench fuck.
We're in safe harbor hours now.
This is the After Hours podcast.
Yeah.
Where it gets a little racy.
Well, I don't know.
Have you actually won a spelling bee? That's props.
3 times.
What grade?
It's 6th and 7th.
Damn, son. That's a dynasty. That's a pre-app dynasty. Shit, son.
That's actually what that Jeff Benedict book is about.
3 rings. Damn, son. I've never won a. I don't think I've. Yep, I have been in a spelling bee. 5th grade, Mr. Mahoney's class.
Hell yeah.
Quick story. Mike Mahoney, great guy.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the smartest kids in my class. I don't like to talk about this because it's a big choke job.
Uh-oh.
I lost in the first round.
Oh, no.
And there were some big dollars gambled on that spelling bee, and I choked. I'll put it this way. I had some not so friendly looking guys at my doorstep for the rest of that week.
I didn't even grow up with you, and I heard about that. All the way in Lebanon.
Word travels fast. Sean, you ever been in a spelling bee?
Wait, Lebanon? I thought you were from.
Oh, God.
Okay. New Hampshire.
That is funny. That is funny. Sean, have you ever been in a spelling bee?
No, not a spelling bee. I was in a geography bee and I lost. Fun fact. I mean, this is embarrassing.
Did you have to point something on a map?
I made it to like the final 3 and I lost to a question Canada. So
really? Oh, that's awesome.
That's awful. Yeah.
Couldn't locate Earth on a globe.
I know it's one of these 9. Which one is it? That's funny. Let's wrap up here, boys. This is good stuff. Sean, it's good to have you on.
Thank you for having me, Soapy. I mean, both of you.
I'm looking forward to the NFL season, more so than I was
Me
before.
too. Hey, can we make a prediction? 1, 2, 3 of records for this fantasy football season? Us 3.
Who's our own?
What do you mean?
Yeah, who's gonna at the end of the season? Who's gonna be 1? Who's gonna be 2?
This is more for our local audience, and this is also based on 2 days after a draft, and this is also based on a pandemic-ridden season. With that being said, I like my team a lot better once Alvin Kamara comes back to work.
I think I win.
No, I don't like your team at all. I like my team. Oh, speaking of that, dude, Soapy, you somehow won that poll, by the way, in our Instagram story. Who has the better team?
Better team.
Yeah. I guess you just created a bunch of burner accounts and fucking voted.
That was debatable.
Yeah. Oh, I never asked you, Sean. Real quick, I promise let's go after this. I want you to recap in 2 minutes or less the plot of Uncut Gems.
Adam Sandler finds a gem. Well, Adam Sandler gets a gem that's really, really big.
Ooh, wait, Sean, is it Jim or Gem?
Gem.
Well, it's kind of
I'm
fucking
a gem. That's what the teachers used to call me.
Have you, Sean, or Soapy, have you seen The Town yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have you seen Uncut Gems? So I don't.
Yeah, we talked about it in the last episode. Go ahead. What were your overall thoughts of the movie? Crazy, right?
It was amazing.
Yeah. I've never had a heart attack.
Like I felt like I was taking ecstasy for the entire film. I mean,
I feel like I was taking half X-Lax, half ecstasy,
right,
all in one.
Right.
Wonder what that would do.
And Kevin, I mean, it just, I couldn't believe how stupid,
frustrating. Sophie said it best. It's a frustrating movie.
Why would you give him that? Why would you give him that?
I had my theory. Sophie didn't believe it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Let me ask you. I asked Sophie this. So going back, he gets the gem from wherever it was, Ethiopia, something like that, some
Cambodia
country. It wasn't Cambodia. He gets it. He says it's like a praise for millions of dollars. Kevin Garnett comes in to buy like fucking earrings or something. Why wouldn't he bring that uncut gem out if he didn't want Kevin Garnett to have it?
Right.
That's my whole theory. And he says, hey, he talks it up for like 5 minutes. And then he says, oh, it's not for sale. I think he brought it out to lend it to Kevin Garnett, for Kevin Garnett to give him his championship ring for collateral, for him to take it to the other shop, to use that for collateral, to get 20 grand, to pay whatever.
He was never going to give Kevin Garnett. He was never going to give Kevin Garnett his ring back. I mean,
no, I knew he was, but I thought he purposely brought out that uncut gem for KG to want to buy it and then tell him he can't buy it, but give me your ring for collateral. Soapy thought that was all just coincidental.
I think it was coincidental too.
Oh, I don't. So we're going to end here. I disagree, so I don't really want to hear what your opinion is.
But anyways, I was shocked. I was shocked at the end. I didn't think it was going to end that way. I'll leave it at that.
I know. I didn't think it was going to be such a happy ending, but
yeah,
that's how it is. I mean, it's a Disney movie, so what do you expect?
I will say though, did you guys say the ending or no?
At this point, I don't give a shit. Say whatever you want.
If I'm going to go, winning a bet, like that's a high, dude. Like,
good point. Like it's like just fucking kill me.
And Morse, to your point, to your point, the best is a parlay with a tip off in it. Like
that was to me the craziest part of the movie.
It 50-50. That's it.
Okay, I'm glad you said that. How that's basically a coin flip. Like imagine having like $1 million, your life on the line up to a tip off.
No.
I like to gamble here and there, but that's insane.
You remember what the bet line, like what even was it?
It was Celtics win the tip. It was Garnett points and rebounds total 28 and Celtics money line, I think.
What were the odds?
It was like a 5-string parlay. So I think it was like, what was the cash? Like 60 grand, right? So 60 grand and he won like a couple million. That was so intense.
Sounds about
right. Uncut Gems. Go see it. Streaming live on Netflix. Dude, Soapy didn't know it was on Netflix. He rented it. Or I think he bought it.
I bought it.
Classic. All right. Morse Code Podcast. Shawnny O. Where can people find you online? At the Shawnny O 39.
ShawnnyO@gmail.com.
If you want to send Sean an email, that's his address. Also, I'm so pissed. I meant to say this at the beginning of the show. I'm sorry. Congrats, by the way, Carson Olston. Born and living.
Crying. I gotta go be a dad for a little while, and
all right, buddy.
My wife's gonna stay with me. But
all right, buddy. Thanks for hopping on. See you guys next time. Peace.
Later.
Bye.